Yo, 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 welcome back to Crazy Bowl TV. Thank you for joining me for an LFC Vibe edition. Big up to Mandem in the building. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Please, you know the deal. Big up to Ants. Ant is in the building, man. Big up, man. If you're free, give me the thumbs up. I have you on. I haven't seen you. I don't have the ends yet. I don't have the ends yet. So you may have to work a deal with your brother. So I can send you the limo. I can send you the jet. But big up to yourself, man. Thank you so much. Big up to MK Toe. He's in the building. Appreciate you, brethren. Appreciate you. Trap Joe's in the house. What's going on, Trap? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know the deal. You know the deal. Of course, Liverpool haven't played yet. And we know what's going on. We know what's going on. But, all right, man. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. He said, yeah, hello. It seems that Chelsea has managed to advance to the second place, and Sky Sports, the Mirror, are reporting Salah. Yeah, we got all that on the agenda. We got all that on the agenda. We're gonna talk, man. We're gonna talk. Big up to Mandem. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful weekend. You know what I mean? Liverpool fans, after Wednesday match, we were a little bit on edge. I don't know why we're on edge, but big up to Mandem. Hey, please do me a solid. Share, subscribe, like, get the likes up, people. As you walk in, just hit the like button. Whether you like the show or not, hit the like button. Help your brother out, man. 21 kids is not easy to take care of, you know what I mean? But big up to Mandem. Please get the subs up. Our goal is to get to 500 before the end of the year. So please get us out there. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Go to my brother's channel, Football with Ants, and subscribe if you haven't. And always when you subscribe, don't forget that notification button. That bell is very important because then you know whenever we are on, you'll be subscribed, you'll be notified, excuse me. But big up to Mandem. Big up, Robert. Good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Travis said, trouble, only 4 points different. They told us that there's a lot of time to go. So there's a lot of time to go. Everybody's at what? 15, except us. We are 14. So there's what? 23 more games to go. Anything can happen. That's why they told us. You cannot win the league in November or December. So I'm glad Chelsea is doing well. To me, I think that Chelsea is the buffer between us and everybody else. Chelsea always take care of the dirty work. When Leicester won the league, Chelsea took care of Spurs. When Liverpool won the league, Chelsea took care of City. So Chelsea already said they are, the fans keep telling us that they are not in the title race. So we don't want to hear them talking about title race. So if they are not, then they are the buffer between us and everybody else. But we have a lot to talk about. He said that Chelsea defense is so dumb. But what about Spurs, though? What about Spurs? Yves Bissouma, man, oh my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't even want to say it because then I have to put up an apology statement afterwards. But this brother here, this ninja, are you kidding me? Oh, I'm going to stop. But we got honesty in the building. He said, can we kick Spurs as part of the Big Four? They're dead food. Bro, he said, I'm just telling, being a little facetious. Spurs, man. Redbird is in the house. Big up yourself, man, Redbird. Listen, I have come up with a solution for Spurs. Stop calling yourself a Big Six club. Because it seems like you guys are putting pressure on yourself that, one, you haven't earned that pressure yet. Two, you don't deserve that pressure. And you think that you are on the same level as Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and City. City has overthrown you guys. Now, you guys have money. You got your building looks nice. Your house looks nice. Well painted, probably brand new building. But are you guys even better than Everton? Nottingham Forest got 2 of the big years. Aston Villa got 1 of the big years. So calling yourself a big 6 is based on what? I'm still trying to end. If you are in the building, please explain that to me. Or anybody in there. Why is Spurs considered part of the big 6? Why is this so-called traditional big 6? What does it mean? It's like me calling myself an Olympian champion and I'm around Usain Bolt and Mandem. You know, Yogan Blades and all those guys. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. They put this pressure on themselves that they haven't earned yet, that they don't deserve. And all of a sudden, they are the big 6. From what? What are you a big 6 for? Somebody explain that to me. Right? Explain to me, what are you a big 6 from? It doesn't make sense. That's pressure that you haven't earned yet. So every time you make a mistake, everybody judges you like they would judge City, Liverpool, Arsenal, or Chelsea. In my personal opinion, that 6th spot is still open. Aston Villa should be there right now. Newcastle is supposed to be there. Like Ernst is saying, they are not ready like Arsenal. You see what I'm saying, though? You see what I'm saying? At least Arsenal can tell us that, hey, yo, you know, we are a big club. Okay, biggest club in London, debatable because you still have Chelsea, right? City has won trebles, Champions League, and what, 4 leagues in a row. What is Spurs a big 6 of? What qualification makes them a big 6, people? I need people to explain that to me. You call them a big 6, a big 6, a big 6. Based what? Because they have money? Let's be honest. Spurs don't have more money than Nottingham Forest owner. They don't have more money than even the Wolves owner. So what are you a big 6 of? You had a period where you were very good. When you have Bale and Modric and them boys. Other than that, somebody explain to me. Because if you don't, then they don't deserve to be there. Mid-table big 6, maybe. Maybe. But we're not here to talk about Spurs. We're not here to talk about them. Let's talk about Liverpool, right? Let's talk about Liverpool. Big up to Mandan. I appreciate everybody in the building. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. People, midweek, we had a little stumble, right? Big up to Ali. He's in the building. Big up. Loss is in the house. Well, go on, Loss. What you say, Trap? You say Arsenal is challenging City on who's better at losing 2 points in every game. Big man. You guys don't understand how much we have to talk about this. First of all, let's do some house cleaning. Liverpool fans. We dropped some points. We had a little stumble in the midweek, right? We all know what happened. Mistakes happen. We keep on moving. But I was kind of disappointed at some of these so-called LFC content creators who know their game. And they were all over the place. They can't seem to be consistent for me. That's how I see it, right? I said a while ago, Liverpool, we can't just rely on playing bad and win the game. It's not a good habit. That's not a championship caliber, how you just play bad and then you find a way to win it. You could do it once every 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games where you have a bad day at the office and you figure yourself out and then you win. But that should not be a consistent thing or very a regular thing. Like every 2, 3 games you playing bad and then you figure it out to win it. That has to stop. Because last season, that's what did us in. 17 games we had to come from behind. That is my worry for this season if it's going to derail us. We need to start playing consistently at 7. Let's say 7, right? Consistently 7 most of the games that we have to play. Because if we do that, the league is ours. We can play 3-4 games good and then we have a bad game. That is not a good recipe for success, because eventually it's going to cost you 2-3 games where you're not going to be able to play good. Against Newcastle, they showed up. Their house is it's a dungeon. That place, it's a quadrant. St. James Park is traditionally as good as Anfield. I'm not saying it's better than Anfield, but they have the crowd, they have the noise, they have the stadium, they have the numbers in the stadium. So we going in that stadium, I knew that was our problem. I wasn't worried about City. I wasn't worried about Everton. That game against Newcastle was my problem. So if we were going to drop points, I was expecting that. The way we dropped the points, I didn't expect that. I'm not going to be trying to be like, oh, we figure a way out. No, we shouldn't. That should not happen. First of all, the team did not play well. We let the midfield boss us a little bit too much. Now, if you watch my reaction, I did say that if I'm going to praise my manager for what he did against City, I'm going to also hold him accountable for what Newcastle did to us. Personally, I don't think McAllister should have started. Salah should have started knowing what Joe Linton can do. And we've seen it. It's been a pattern where teams that have bruisers in the midfield, McAllister tends to get bullied a lot. So I would have been like him, and he's also one yellow card away from missing a game. That's not the game I want to start him. Even if I start him, I put him a little bit closer to the striker rather than him being so defensive, right? So yes, that, and also the Kwanzaa and the Joe Gomez situation. I felt like when he realized that it wasn't working, especially for Joe. Kwanzaa was good. Joe was not working. It's okay to put Trent in on the bench. He's coming from an injury, so we want to, slowly bring him on. I would have swapped Joe Gomez and Kwanzaa so that at least Joe will still be comfortable on the right back, because we know he can play right back. Then bring Kwanzaa in center back. So those are the few mistakes that I feel like the manager did. Okay, and then of course the players, we didn't, the players. Salah tried towards the last 15 minutes. The man broke his neck trying to win us the game. It didn't work out. So those are the games that, okay, but we can't keep consistently have those type of games. We need to take control of a game. Having more possession of the ball does not mean you have control of the game, because every time the other team breaks on a transition, you panicking, right? You feel like you rattle. So those are the few things that I'm saying that we need to work on. When we hold the ball, control the game. So, and if you want to ask me what is controlling the game is, I will give you an example. Liverpool versus Manchester City. We were controlling the game. Even when Manchester City had majority of the ball, no, at one point that any Liverpool fan was like, oh, I'm worried they're going to score a goal. That is exactly what I'm talking about. To me, when I say controlling a game, that's what I'm saying. That having possession of the ball does not mean you control having most of the possession of the ball doesn't mean you control the game. Because if a team breaks and you are rattled, that's not controlling. And when City was playing, it didn't matter when City had the ball. We knew nothing was going to happen. So I think moving forward, and one thing I like about Slot is he learned his lesson. So hopefully moving forward, he has learned his lesson. We got injuries. We're not going to use it as an excuse, but we got to figure a way out, because just because you have an injury does not mean the game stops, right? So again, this is just a recap of what I said during the midweek after we played. And Liverpool fans who have been overreactionary, worried, panicking. People, if I had asked every single one of you guys if we were going to go undefeated since we beat City to May, none of you guys said we would have done that. So that means a lot of you guys said we were going to drop points. The question is, what points were you, what games, or what game week were you expecting us to drop points? It happens. We drop points, we move on, right? The good thing is we drew. This is probably one of the draws that I don't like draws. For you guys who've been following me a lot knows that I do not like draws. But I would take this one. This is a draw I would take, right? But it shouldn't happen again. If we're going to draw another match, it should be somewhere in February or March. As we all understand that we are going to draw points, we should not be overreacting that, oh, we draw points and this guy's bad, kick this person out. Nah, none of us is, everybody's expecting us to draw points. So if we do, don't overreact. You don't choose when we draw points. The goal is for us not to consistently draw points. At this point, we have such a buffer, which segue myself into the segue my point into Liverpool versus Everton that was called off. Personally, I think that was it falls into our favor. But before I continue, let me bring the people in. Let's see what people are. We are in the barbershop, so I can't just be sitting here talking all this foolishness. We need people. I need to hear from you guys. So what's Ali honestly saying? He said, Arsenal man, you Chelsea. We all win trophies. Spurs is the special. They take the short pass, huh? He said even West Ham won the. That's true. That's true. Chelsea are looking like a bigger threat than City and Arsenal now. I've been saying it, but they say they're not. Life is good when your rivals talk all that nonsense and then they draw points. Facts, 1,000%. That's why Liverpool fans, we have to be chill. We have to be chill. Come on. We have to be chill. Every time you feel like being paranoid about this race, hit them with the with the ninja, where is he at? Where is he at? Right there. Let me hit you guys with one time, right? Let me hit you with this one time. Where is he at? Right there. Can you guys see it? That's the ninja. Every single time you feel like you are panicking, hit yourself with the ninja one time and you'll be good. Big up to Baz is in the building, man. Big up, man. Good to see you. Glad that you are well. Where are we at? Yeah, Lost. What are you saying? With the forwards form? Don't know. Don't worry. Yes, sir. I didn't know before, but Newcastle took points from City and Arsenal. Yes, they did. They drew with City. I think it was 1-1, and then they beat Arsenal. We playing bad. We were bad. And yeah, that's true. Guys, you want to deal with Chelsea? Just give Cole Palmer a hitter. Trav, that's what's up. I like that. I like that. Big up, Ale. He's a big up, my man. Ozen is in the house. What going on, man? Long time no see. Yes, sir. Very good weekend. Very, very good weekend. See, is Trent still easy to replace? What he can do on the ball, 95% midfielders in the Prem can't even dream about. I'm shameless when it comes to Trent, bro. That Trent is a problem. Yes, you could find a defender, solid one-on-one defender who could shut up shop on the right side. But when going forward, man, as much as I don't want to say that, oh, he's good going forward, but he can't defend, that whole agenda that people have been using against him. But the fact is, that guy, what he can do going forward, like you said, a lot of midfielders can do. Right now, even KDB, who is the master of doing that, can't even do that anymore. So keeping Trent is essential. My thing is, if his mind is not at Liverpool, then thank you for everything you've done for us. Move on. That's my only thing. I think Slot trust in Kwanzaa at center back is lesser than his trust in Gomez. And I can see why you say that. He's young. He has to learn, and he has to learn quick. We did enough to win the game. It was just unlucky. True. Kelleher and the usual suspect cost us the game, although Kelleher did also save us. Exactly. That's why I'm saying there's no need for people to be coming for Kelleher's throat. Leave my goalie, Allison, Let him heal. He's not ready yet. When he's ready, he will be there. But Kelleher has saved us a lot, and we need to be appreciative of that. He made a mistake, so that Salah, so that Virgil. Remember when Virgil Virgil made a mistake. Who saved his behind? Kelleher. So let's move on. Kwanzaa Gomez, paper rock season. Yeah, it's good game. It was it was a wake-up call, especially for the fans. For the fans, we needed a wake-up call. That is true. I like that. We only are dropping points between the lines. Yeah, true. But dropping points didn't really affect us over the weekend, except Chelsea. Honestly says, some idiot on Twitter said after the Antonio car crash, why we couldn't be. Yeah, I don't even want to control. I saw that and I'm not going to say it. But hey, thank you for reminding us. Please, let's pray for our brethren. And if you don't pray, send positive vibe to our brethren. Antonio, man, that car crash was scary. That was scary. We're glad that he's doing well. So please, let's send positive vibe and prayers to Antonio. Yeah, bro, we have some. Yep, we do. Yes, sir. Send him up, man. Send him up. That's what I'm talking about. One game at a time, we keep it going. We top of the league, 4 points clear, game in hand. We had the Lions now. Don't be afraid to say it. No, you're right. We always been the Lions, whether we were in front or we're in the back. We always been the Lion, but some people can't handle this pressure. You know what I mean? Remember those days when we used to go toe-to-toe with City, that every game you're on edge. My headline receded because of those games, those seasons. So, but just to calm some fans down so they could manage their anger, you got to hit them with the ninja sign. We got to hit them with the ninja sign because we need our fans to be quiet and just focusing on supporting the team instead of going to other fans trying to see who can win a banter. We don't need that. Let the other teams, a champion don't need to talk. Unless you are Muhammad Ali, a champion, you don't need to talk. Take care of business and your work will take care of itself, right? That's all we're saying. Wagwan Baz, holla at your boy if you want to come through, man. Rare G's move in silence. Thank you so well. That's all I'm saying. Ali. Kels is great keeper. There's a fine line between great and world class. Ali wouldn't have taken that chance and catch and kill a few minutes after the game and had anywhere still bond them. Now, I mean, that bro, that's why we've been saying. I don't want to bring it up because then they'll be like, oh, you be a hypocrite. Bro, I'm supporting Kelleher because he's a Liverpool player. We don't need to repeat when a player makes a mistake. It makes no sense. The mistake is done. If a player's not playing well, we all can see it. He's not playing well. Bringing it up over and over does not help anything. Let the manager and the front office take care of that. If they don't, then we talk to them. Why are you guys not still keeping this situation around? There's something you've seen that the rest of us don't see. So a lot of times it makes no sense bashing the same player over the same thing over and over and over. It makes no sense. What's the purpose of that? You want to be the ones who say, oh, well, I say I didn't like him. He's a Liverpool player, right? He's a Liverpool player. He's wearing this. And when you wear this, you are told that no one ever walks alone. So why is it that we always want to make some players walking alone? A lot of fans, this new agenda that was going on was it's very annoying. It was getting to my nerves, man. Because one player is doing well, let's trash this player. Some fans were even supporting other rival players better than their own. You are not a Liverpool fan. Yes, it's okay to admire a rival player, but I will not pick any rival player over mine. Now, if you ask me, who do you want moving forward? I will tell you. For instance, I've made it clear, Isak should be at Liverpool. Injury prone or not, Isak should be at Liverpool. Musiala needs to be at Liverpool. Nico Williams needs to be at Liverpool. If you want to challenge me, hey, I'll be at the parking lot. Sorry, people. I was trying to get my Saeed settings in. It didn't work. But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And yes, sir, ban them people. Ban them. The amount of people that went in on our players was shameful. Exactly. We didn't even lose the game. Everybody would have said we would have dropped points. But the question is, when did you expect the points to be dropped? We dropped the points. Now let's hope that we don't drop any points until sometime down the line, especially now that our rivals are dropping points. So all of you guys who went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs this weekend, as you were, right? City draw points, Arsenal draw points, Chelsea won. Come on now. Support the team always. Hold up. Will Chelsea be available? Chiesa will be available for Girona. Yes. Thank you, Trap. Mistake is part of the game. The goal is not to make consistent mistake, right? We don't want to continuously make mistakes. It cost us a trophy last season. We don't want to do it again. That's all we can. Everybody makes mistakes. Exactly. But Chaos will learn and we move on. And it wasn't just him that had a bad game. Facts. You know I got you, Baz. Bring Isak to Liverpool. I don't care. Bring Isak to Liverpool. That's all I'm saying. That's going to be my agenda for the rest of the season. Injury prone or not, bring Isak to Liverpool. Chrissy, how much did you pay Onana for the game? Well, this is LFC vibes. We need to just talk about LFC. But since you went there, we were told that Amorim is here. I'm still waiting to see the different style of pardon or play or whatever they tell us, right? I don't know who or what is, man, when I look in the mirror and I say I got six-pack, if I squint my eyes very hard, I do get six-pack. But then when I take a picture, it's just a beefcake. That's what Man United are on right now. Big up to Red Armchairs in the building. I agree, because I see too many online fans acting like Arsenal fans. I don't like them peoples. I don't. Why are we acting like Arsenal fans? Arsenal fans are copying us. They're stealing everything that we do. Honestly, it must be the win. Yeah, I was mad because we dropped points, but that's always like 10 minutes then I'm released. I'm relaxed. And then I go and analyze the game and see what we did wrong. That's all you can do, brother. That's all you can do. He said, Isak in, who's out? I don't care. I don't care. We still got space. Give 7 strikers on the field. I don't care. What I do care is put Isak on Liverpool squad. That's all I care about. Don't try to trap me. Okay, told. The ones we want, we ain't getting because you know who much money for them. So we look in the bargain basement for a deal and we hope. At this point, I don't want to hear that excuses anymore. Yes, the manager chooses who he wants. But at this point, Liverpool is not pre-club. We are at a level where we need to get the right people in the team. Trap Joe said, I think FSG salary ain't as attractive as we thought they were. Isak, William, Musial, probably more though to join Liverpool. Bro, that to me, that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. Liverpool got money. They can pay people. Now, we are smart on the way we disperse our money because we don't want to end up like Barcelona and Manchester United. But if we have a player who can win us the league, sign that brother. You know what I mean? The wages, I think we do give wages. Like Salah takes almost 500K a week home because of his bonuses. So if you bring Isak in and you say, brother, you score 20 goals, you're going to end up taking 600K a week, bro. Performance bonuses and the performance incentives works. At one point, we had the second highest wage bill because of how well Mane was playing, how well Salah was playing, how well Bobby was playing, how well the whole team was playing. So we had the second highest wage bill. Why can't we go back to that? Why can't we go back to that? If the player can do that, then I'm looking at the player more than I'm looking at the club. Because if you are a great player, there you go. If you're a great player and we say we'll give you incentives, why not? Because you're going to make it, right? Excuse me. Right? If you're a great player, we give you incentives, say play well and get this money. Why shouldn't you say yes? Because Issa comes in and he bangs in 20 goals, and 20 goals is gonna get him 600K a week. Bro, my hamstring I would duct tape my hamstring together if it was to snap. That's all I'm saying. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Check yours, brother. Say, let's see how many goals Issa scored this season. Solanke scored 2 goals less last season, and I'm still not impressed. There's a big difference between Solanke and Issa, trust me. If we speaking of ballers, go watch Ricardo Pepi from PSV. He's a baller. He also plays for the U.S. men's national team. Yes, sir. Big up to Baz, man. Long time no see in the barbershop. The man is here for a haircut.
Yes, what's going on, man? Big up, chat. Big up, Kwasi. How are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Glad to see you here. Let me finish with what the people are saying. He said Diaz only 55K, Kelleher on 10K. If they sign a new contract, they're all going to be making close to 100K. Easy. And remember, this is a good thing about Liverpool. Most of these players, we got them from the academy and we got them at cheap. They decided to play better and they made it into the first team. So if you are an agent, you should be talking to the Richard Hughes and say, you see my guy here. You need to make him more money. So Diaz is looking for a new contract. So I'm pretty sure he's going to double that wage when he gets his new contract. Or probably get 60% more. I think we need defender and one more midfielder because I think our attack is good enough. I mean, I don't think Newcastle will let Issa go in January. But for me, we need the Zubimendi and possibly another center back. Left back, we are good for now. Until I see us make a big signing, excess of 100. I don't care. See, that's the problem. We have an 85 million striker that everybody hates. So it's not the money it's not how much it is, it's who we sign it. Zubimendi was going to cost us half of that 100 million. And he's better than 95% of the midfielders around. So spending 100 million on a player who's going to end up like Grealish makes no damn sense to me. Isak has only 6 goals in. Trust me, Isak in Newcastle has not been playing well. Isak in Liverpool, where we put in the ball on the plate for him to score, and you telling me he's just going to score 6 goals. You guys been complaining that we creating a lot of chances and our strikers are not putting in the back of the net. Even Jota. So I'm just saying, crazy. The problem is as long as Mo is here, no striker will get those numbers because Salah is that's where the manager also have to step up. If the manager is going to allow everything to go through Mo, then we have a problem because you don't want that type of team. We see what's happening to City. You saw what happened to Arsenal when Odegaard got injured. We don't want that. He said, Quesido, João Pedro, I think we need to talk about that. Baz, thank you for being here. What do you think about João Pedro, man?
Hey, 100%. 100%. Mm-hmm. If I had a list of players, he'd be up there with them. I think he's brilliant. He'd be perfect in a false 9 or playing forward. You know what I mean? Right. With someone like Salah or Diaz providing the assists, McAllister. Even with Isak, we were talking. I sent you that WhatsApp during the game with Isak, and I tell you what, 6 goals, that's nothing. You know what I mean? At Liverpool, would be on 20 goals. Simple.
Yeah.
The only issue with him is he is injured a lot. But, you know what I mean? His ability is there. His quality is there. And I think if we can keep him injury-free, you know what I mean? He won't have too much pressure at Liverpool like he's at Newcastle. Newcastle is the main man.
Yeah.
Here was the challenge. Big up, Alice.
No, I mean, the thing is, people don't get with Isak's injuries. His injury is not severe injuries. It's just fatigue. His body breaks down. Look at how slim he is. So his body breaks down real, his fatigue gets, how should I say, his fast muscle fibers are not strong enough. I'm not endure enough, if I make sense, right? Compared him to Jota. Jota gets injured, he's gone for 4 months.
Yeah.
Isak went off a game before Liverpool's game and he was back against Liverpool and scored a banger. So with him, his injury is just like if you manage his minutes, and if he comes to a club like Liverpool, he's not going to be playing 90 minutes all the time. 65 minutes tops, 70 tops, right? That will help him diminish those fatigue muscles that he has, because his injuries are usually just fatigue. He gets tired early. He gets a day off. He comes back the next time and plays. So with him, it's not long-term injuries. It's just those short-term injuries.
But there is a point. There is a point at what Honesty is saying. I mean, he's getting to that age. He's not old, but I mean, obviously, they're going to demand quite a bit of money for him. But they need to sell. Newcastle do need to sell. I mean, I know you said that possibly he might not be available in January and stuff like that. But come next season, you know what I mean?
He got 1 year left. After this January, he got 1 year left.
Well, this is it. So I mean, potentially to get him on a cheap or cheapish, you know what I mean? It's a possibility, and we could probably throw them a player there or something like that, you know what I mean? Because they've got money, but just can't spend it. But we run a deal with them. I mean, he'd be a formidable in our team. But I mean, there's people like, Arsenal who are interested and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting.
No, I mean, I understand what Honesty was saying. His injury, that's what I was saying. His injury is not long-term injuries. Those are the ones that hurt you, because when you need him, he's not there. His injuries is just short. It's like the game. What game did they play before they played Liverpool? Was it Everton?
Yeah. Yeah,
and he was out in the first 10 minutes. And then Liverpool, he came in and played 85 minutes. What kind of striker is gone and then come back and score a banger against Liverpool?
Yeah, the hip injury, innit? Well, it was a precaution injury. I think they took him off knowing that they were going to be facing Liverpool.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's move on. Big news going around, rumors circling. My sources are telling me, Ensman, I see you in the building. My sources are telling me that it could be true. Salah may be staying for 2 years. What says you about that?
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, definitely, he's worth it. I mean, who you going to get in that can do what Salah does on a cheaper option? Salah goes, you're still going to have to buy a player, pay his wages and stuff like that. Here, you just need to agree a deal with one of the great legends of the club, who is still hungry, even at his age. You know what I mean? It's like he's still putting it up the numbers. He's not the full pelt Mo Salah from the yesteryears, but what he's doing is, he's preserving himself. He's preserving himself. He's still scoring important goals. He's doing the assists. He's doing everything. And if these rumors are true, he's here for another 2 years. Brilliant. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. Brilliant.
No, real quick, let me answer Honesty's question, please. Sorry to catch you up there, brother. He said, question, Isak is 24. He never played for a big club. Why is that? If he's all the great, he seems to love to be a big fish. All right, so that analogy does not make sense to me when people say, why haven't he played for a big club? Di Natale, he never played for a big club. He played for Udinese his entire life. Isak is 24. When he came from, Netherlands? No, Sweden, right? He's a Swedish.
Yeah.
He went to La Liga in La Liga, a lot of the big clubs were looking at him, but everybody will say, oh, he's not there yet. He's not there yet. And then Newcastle said, nah, we're going to go get him. He comes to the English Premier League and everybody said, oh, I want to see if he can do it. And guess what? He did it. He takes Newcastle to a Champions League. In the Champions League, they beat PSG 4-0. So it's not about him not playing for a big club. It's why hasn't the big club bought about him yet? And right now, everybody is looking at him like, we should have got him. If, like Ali is saying, Arsenal could get him. If Arsenal had got him 100 million over the summer, instead of going for Calafiori and whoever they went for the midfield, Arsenal would have been a big problem this year. Because that's what they're missing in their team right now, a striker. Of course, they're missing a few brain cells and other things, but in terms of football purposes, they're missing who? A striker. So I won't put it on the player. I'll put it on the teams. And personally, like Baz and myself say, get this guy in Liverpool. Because he plays multiple positions.
He's 25 as well. I was looking at some info, and he's actually just turned 25. So he's still at his peak. What, 6 years? We can't get out of someone like him if it was a possibility.
Yeah, but yeah, with the Salah situation, I'll be happy if he gets his contract. The only thing that I'm gonna say, same thing I said to Trent, I'm gonna say it about Salah. Get your money, but don't bankrupt my club. You see what I'm saying? Let it make sense. Both sides have to win in this. And the rumors are he's going to take less. But I think that he's taking less, so he's going back to the performance-based incentive that he used to have before this current contract that he has. You know, before, Salah used to take close to 500K a week based on his performances. And then when he signed his new contract, the one that he's on right now, he stopped that and said, I want my money. So that's why they gave him 350 a week. I think they're going back to 2 years, probably 250 plus incentives, right? So if he scores 20 goals, he's probably taking in 400 grand a week, which to me makes sense. Because guess what? Salah, you play well, you get your money. Salah plays well, we win. Both sides win. What do you think about that, Baz?
Oh, 100%. I mean, he's a definite must. You know, we need to keep him based on his performances and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? These days, when you look at players that are only offered a year or two, you know, when they hit a certain age and stuff like that, those days, you know, when you've got players who are proving it, do you know what I mean? They need to act fast and just, you know, obviously get him on his contract. If he has actually signed it and stuff like that, then it's brilliant. We can move on and just focus on the next two, innit? Next one would probably be Van Dijk. I think he's vitally important.
And I think all three of them played it well. They, at the end of the day, you can't fault them to try to get the best for themselves. The thing that I always said was, don't hold the club hostage because it doesn't help anybody. And you know, the crazy thing is, a lot of people, this is the power we need to give, whether it's Michael Edwards or Richard Hughes or Slot or FSG, you give them credit because they told them, if you want a new contract, and also we need to give the players also credit. They told them, if you want, and I remember Slot saying this after the first match that we played. He said, if they want a new contract, they have to show us that they want a new contract, and it's up to us to give them the new contract, right? And guess what? Konate wants a new contract. Have you guys seen how well Konate is playing? Diaz wants a new contract. Have you seen how well Diaz is playing? We know Salah wants a new contract. Should I go further? Virgil is almost back to the Ballon d'Or Virgil. So all these players are playing well for a reason. That means Liverpool is where they want to be. That means the club is also saying, that means whatever the club said resonate with them, because they all could have said, you know what, I'll round down my contract and go somewhere else and make money. But they were like, nah, hey, I want that contract. I want to stay at Liverpool. So in a way, although usually a player who is on his last months of his contract would have just chill and say, I'll just leave and go play well someplace else. I don't want to get injured. But they were like, no, I want to play hard because I want to stay at Liverpool. So in a way, both sides, you could see both sides trying to stay at Liverpool. And both sides wants to work something out. The goal is Liverpool also wants to say, hey, we also have to take care of the rest of the club, right? We can't just give you what you want. That's my theory. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. And, you know, there's this, obviously, this thing about the hierarchy and, you know, the leaders of the club, you know, Salah wants this, then that one's going to want that, and that one's going to want this. You know, it's good. Don't get it twisted. I mean, obviously, we want these players signed up quick, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we can focus on the season instead of having issues. But people like Salah, he's proven over the years how brilliant he is. And, you know, he's not stopping, and he's a role model to anyone in that club. He's the first one to leave and always a second and the last one to leave, you know. First one to come in, last one to leave. And I think, like, what he's demanding, he's not demanding silly money. He's saying, look, match my money, you know what I mean? Match what I'm getting, a little or whatever. But he's worth it. And then the others, like Van Dijk is on 220, something like that. He's not asking for a lot more. He's asking, look, more, you know, show me what I'm worth, you know what I mean? Or give me a... It's Trent that I'm a little bit unsure about, and I'll be real. I mean, I don't have anything personal with Trent. And it's always media, and, you know, you don't know what's really happening. It's the one person himself that's not talking.
Right.
But Trent is the one I worry a little bit more about. I think he obviously is a brilliant defender, but I also, you know, if he does go, it's not going to kill me because I know we got a brilliant, you know, Conor Bradley. So I'm unsure about him.
Yeah. And, you know, to answer what Trap Joe said, he said, Bakwesi, why hold your best players as hostage if they are loyal to your club? It's not hold them hostage. You have to look at it this way. I can give you the money, but what are you going to do with it? Right? If I give you the money and your performance drop, who loses?
Yep.
You see what I mean? That's the part where I like what Liverpool does. It's because we don't just want to give you the money and then your performance drop. And Trap, I know you follow American sport. Have you seen some of these basketball players who get a big size contract and all of a sudden their form drop? And you out there paying somebody a whole huge of money and they're playing lesser than when before. You know what I mean? Show me that you're going to play like this. And then you deserve every money that you get. It's not holding your stature, it's a bargain. And at the end of the day, guess what? If Salah wins the Ballon d'Or, do you think that LFC held him hostage? Or LFC basically made him win that Ballon d'Or?
Salah will never win Ballon d'Or. And that's not due to him.
I understand, but I'm just saying, at this level, they're saying he's leading the Ballon d'Or race right now, right? If you were to believe all that stuff. But if FSG, if whoever people hate in Liverpool, which is FSG, came into Salah and say, hey, show us that you deserve this money, and Salah shows us and won the Ballon d'Or, did FSG held him hostage, or they encourage him to play the best that he possibly can? He won us the trophy, multiple trophies, and he gets himself the biggest trophy there is for individual player. So at the end of the day, it's give and take. I can't just Salah can ball out and then we don't pay him. That is holding him hostage. That is not fair. Yeah. But if we say, Salah, ball out and we will give you the money you deserve, I don't think it's holding him hostage. It's just saying, we know you could go to another level. Salah is basically playing the level when he first came to Liverpool. Am I wrong?
No, 100%.
You know what I mean? So personally, if he stays, I'm good with it. Now, the caveat to that is Salah staying gonna cost us not signing a big time player that everybody said we should get, you know, the 100 million class players that every Liverpool fans want? Is Salah staying, is that gonna cost that? It's gonna cost us for us to get that type of player. Have people thought about that? Right? Baz just said, if you let Salah go, getting another player like that is going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Salah is older. Can he consistently play the way he's playing? And if he does stay and we give him the money, is it going to cost us for us to get a player like Nico Williams, like a Musiala or something like that? Baz, what do you think about that? Because I don't think Liverpool fans have thought about that. They want to keep him, but they don't understand that Salah is an alpha.
Salah is an alpha, but it's an alpha that's, if the rumors are true, a 2-year alpha. So if we do go and buy, I mean, I think it is still possible. Like, even if you sign a Salah permanently, not permanent, you give him a 2-year contract with a possible 3 or just a 2-year contract. We're not spending on on 70, 80 million pounds. We're obviously giving him a higher wages. Obviously, it'd be a little higher, maybe a signing on fee or something like that. But we can still, FSG are not that kind of, owners that are going to be throwing money, but we can still get those players because we still had Salah in the team and stuff like that, and we were looking at a Zubimendi, for example, knowing that we've still got, we can still get a world-class midfielder and still have a world-class forward. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, personally, it shouldn't hinder the opportunity of like signing, players for 100 million or 70 million or whatever we normally go for. It's clear that we do need to invest in the team with Salah in there, Van Dijk in there, and Trent anyway. We still need to look at a potentially left back later on, maybe another centre half. We definitely need another DM or a midfield of some sort. And at some point, we might need to look at, the attacking lines as well, because, obviously, well-named players are under fire, and some others who have played well but are injured often, they're the ones as well. So it still needs investment, and I don't think the Salah thing will hinder it.
Right. I mean, Salah, because I think it was Liverpool FC saying we have 15 foreign players and you allow 17. I mean, for a traveling team, right? Or registered team. Who do we bring in to? We need an attacker, we need a defender, we need a midfielder. I'm know for sure that Zubimendi is one of those two. Now, what's the name? Honestly was saying that Liverpool is also in talks with this gentleman that I could never say his name. And I'm always saying that that smoke should be looked, should watch with that space, because guess what? His brother, or I won't say his brother, but his countryman is the goalkeeper that we have that is at Valencia. So Liverpool usually tends to bring players who are, close to each other because they don't want them to feel lonely. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's my worry. If Liverpool keeps Salah, Liverpool keeps Virgil, Liverpool keeps Trent, does it affect Liverpool moving forward, bringing in a superstar who could play, say, the same position, right? Like the gentleman here that if you Kravitz, I can never mention his name. Him. He's a great player. I would love to have him at Liverpool. Or Nico Williams. Musiala is a different. Musiala is more central midfielder. But if you keep Salah, that means Nico Williams and this guy is basically you can bring him to Liverpool. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. On Liverpool FC TV, the guest needs to understand that we only have 2 spots available for foreign players. Does that not mean we can potentially sell a foreign player and we'll still have another spot?
True.
And it doesn't need to be a foreign player. There's still some good British players available. So we don't need to look at foreign players. Just bear that in mind as well, bro.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Now, let's talk about this derby that was canceled. Personally, when they canceled it, it didn't bother me. I was actually happy because our players looked legged against Newcastle, right? So this is an extra day of rest. Even though when they have rest, they do train. People do need to recognize that. They don't just get the whole day off. They train. So, but in terms of competitive rest, they do get a rest. When the game was canceled, what was your thought process?
secretly, I was actually happier than disappointed. I mean, it's lovely to, obviously watch a derby and watch them play again. But you can see the weather was really bad here over the weekend. So an excuse, people use it as an excuse. Oh, we didn't play well. We didn't compete because the ball was stuck in the air for so long and stuff like that with the winds. I was happy because they did look, like you said, they did look leggy against Newcastle, you know, and, potentially we could have got injuries and stuff like that going forward into the next game and stuff. Do we play? We play in Champions League and then we play Fulham, don't we? After that,
yes.
Fulham obviously held Arsenal today.
Beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, so they're a good team as well, and you need all your players available. And I think it was a blessing in disguise personally, and it gives also an extra few days for players who are carrying little knocks and stuff like that to be all right. So I was happy with it. To be fair, it's one of those, those 12:30 kickoffs. You don't know what Liverpool you're going to get, and on top of that,
that's true.
It's going to be, a derby, and those guys don't come to play football; they come to kick the shit out of players.
That's right. Yeah.
And they were on. Just quickly add that they've been on form as well the last two games, so they would have fancied this game as well. When Liverpool drawing points, you know what I mean? It could have been a bit sticky, but I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree with you. I was happy because, like I said, rest. A lot of people were concerned because of, let's just use Chelsea as an example, right? If City wins, Arsenal wins, then there's pressure on Liverpool because guess what? They are 3 points or 4 points or 5 points or whatever points closer. And then now there's more pressure on you to win that game in hand. And if you don't, and before the game in hand comes in, let's say you draw points against Fulham, now this team is getting closer. So that was what some people were feeling like, oh, that's why I don't like game in hand. You just want to take everything, win your game and keep you going. But guess what? If we win our game in hand, everything goes back to what before the Newcastle game.
Yep.
I mean, it's like nothing ever happened. So with me, I'm very, very, this weekend has been a Liverpool weekend because we didn't play and our direct rivals draw points. The new up and coming rival, Chelsea, is the only one. And Chelsea is the way they play, their defense and their goalkeeper is going to cost them a lot of points moving forward when things becomes really, what they call a squeaky bum time. They're going to be in trouble with because the amount of goals they're shipping out. Like today, 2 goals. Spurs should have scored 6 goals in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I'll just add on that. To be fair, they've had potentially 6 months of Maresca, new manager bounce, whatever you want to say. Yeah. The thing is, like, they are the team that obviously, when you look at Liverpool, we're a bit more careful with our money. They've spent over £1 billion or around £1 billion mark to build a team. They in January could potentially go and get a goalkeeper and a striker or something, and they're up because they literally, no one expected them to be up here. And if they do go get a goalkeeper and maybe a forward or something, it's not a lot of chemistry they're doing because it's not building a whole team. The players are playing well at the moment, and they just need, if they need a goalkeeper and a striker, then they could potentially be there. So what I think we learned this weekend is, does Chelsea have the balls to stand up? And so far they're answering questions really well. They've got a good squad as well. When people look and rip them up, and I'm not advocating for Chelsea here, can't stand them. I'd say they had that 50 player squad or whatever people want to say, but with young, good players that they can just bring on. If they pick up 3-4 injuries, they've got good quality. So we've got to be careful with them as well. Oh yeah. I mean, I have my brethren who comes on the show on Wednesdays at What Monday I'm saying, and I asked him, I said, are you guys a title rival? And he said, no, not yet. We're not there yet. We playing good, but he says sensible things. But I'm like, the hardcore Chelsea fans, I promise you, after today, go to them spaces and they're gonna say we're gonna win the league. Do you know what? I think a lot of the in their space, in their fan group, I don't care what anyone says. When you're near to the top and you're playing great football, there's that belief. Could potentially,
you have to have that belief. If you don't, you're not a fan.
Yeah, and what I think they're doing is they're being reluctant. Deep down, they're quiet about it. Yeah, they're just doing their thing quietly. They're just gathering points and they're seeing what happens. But like you said, after this game and maybe the next few games or so, anything can happen. And if they're still picking up points and the fixtures are favourable to them and stuff like that, then why are they not going to think that they're in this? Because Arsenal have not done well. Arsenal are not doing too great. Man City are where they are. Liverpool are unknown but doing brilliantly well. Can we hold the bottle with this new manager? So they've got to be quietly confident that they could potentially challenge at least. Sorry about that. Yeah.
MK said they want a ninja too. No, they are also doing the ninja thing. They keep it, like Baz said, they keep it quiet. And I promise you, if they are still around after January, you're going to see how unbearable Chelsea fans are. But the thing is, I don't think their defense and their goalkeeper will allow them, because starting, the second half of the season, if you're an American, it's like playoffs type of game. Everything becomes more aggressive. Referees let certain things go. It becomes more, little mistakes, and then you are punished. So if they don't turn their defense around, and probably if I was them, bring Liverpool 60 million and come take Callahan. Then I'm like, okay, they become a problem. Maybe you could ride out the defense all the way to and see where you end. But right now, Chelsea, to me, they're going to be in the top 4 by the end of the season. They're playing well, and I think that Chelsea is going to be the buffer between Liverpool and the rest of the other 2 chasing pack, because Chelsea is going to give them a problem. Now, City playing Chelsea is a problem. Now, Arsenal playing Chelsea is a problem, right? By the time we play Chelsea and Arsenal, it's towards the end of the season. Hence the reason why I'm in the mode of we have to collect as much points before the last 5 games of the season. And where we are right now, we are eating good, because by that time we could drop 1 or 2 points and we will be fine. Because we have, I think one game we have Arsenal, Spurs, and Chelsea within the course of a month or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So if we are still have this 7 to 9 points lead, I think the trophy is coming home. That's how I feel. But yeah, we should not, underestimate Chelsea, because they tend to spoil parties a lot. I told you when they spoiled the party for City when we went to not that City was going to catch up, but they cut their party short for us. So Chelsea is a thing, but Arsenal and City, man. So Arsenal talk all these yang. When we had Konate injured, they were partying. When we draw points, they say we are back. So now what?
Well, they're in trouble, man. Not trouble, but I mean, like, their fan base is just like that, innit? You do get some decent Arsenal fans, but a lot of them are they chat a lot of waz, and I think they've got their players back. Make no 2 mistakes about it. They've got their Odegaard back and stuff, and Saka is performing really well. Their defenders, and obviously, set play FC, they're doing their thing, but I don't know. I think they're still. We the thing is, we underestimate the Premier League a lot. We look at
say that again. Say that again. We were told that the Premier League is the hardest league in all blah blah blah. But Liverpool were told that you guys haven't played anybody. What kind of foolishness is that?
This is it. Everyone's got to play the same teams at the same amount of times. You know what I mean? Your Ipswiches, your Bournemouths, your Brightons, your Nottingham Forests. These teams, people are expected to flush them down the toilet and that, and they've come with performances. You know what I mean? And that's what we've done. Like you said, Kwasi, you can only play what you've got, and we will play the harder teams later on, or we've played the hard teams. I think people don't realize that City, Madrid period, we've done well. And the great thing about my club, what I love about my club is they haven't hit fifth gear yet or sixth gear yet. They're getting results. They're turning the games around. Yeah. If you look at the Newcastle game, for example, all right, it was we had an issue. We had an issue, right? But you know what? Barring a mistake, that cost us the game in terms of 3 points. Yeah, we dug ourselves out that hole. And we nearly won the game, barring a silly mistake in the towards the last minutes of the game. And we're gonna play better. If we play better on top of what we've got, ain't no one catching us, bruvs.
That's what I would say. And that's the belief that I think Liverpool fans, we need to, yes, we have to be rational about it, but you can't be a Liverpool fan and be rational. It does not make sense. Fanatic, right? But once in a while, you have to step back and say, okay, the team that we're playing, we can beat them. By mistakes, we win. Okay. Like I said, there was 3 games. I remember Grace Can said City, Spurs, City, Newcastle, and Everton. If we give you 7 points right now, you take it. At first, I was like, okay, as a rational person, yes, you take it, right? Because 7 out of 9 is pretty good. You still keep your lead. But as a fan, I'm like, hell no, I want all 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a fan, I'm like, nah, I want all 9. I don't want to drop any points. And that's because sometimes you don't have faith in your team. You think something bad is going to be happening so bad that everything that we did will collapse. Yes, it can happen. But, like I'll give you an analogy, right? If you watch NFL, when it usually comes to 4th down, they send the punt team in so that the defense can take over. Usually that's the rational thing to do because you have to have faith in your defense to get the ball back.
Yeah.
But then some people will be like, man, you got only 2 yards to go. You got 1 yard to go. Just go for it. Just go for it. And sometimes as a coach, you have to sit there and be like, should I trust my defense or should I let my offense try it? You know what I mean? And that is the part where the manager has to make the right decisions. Right now, we draw points. That's fine. But the game calling off on Saturday, to me, I think if you rationalize it, there's more pros than cons. The cons is, all your rivals will win and then they will be closer to you. Now you under pressure.
Yeah.
But the pros is they draw points, things go back to exactly where they were. The most annoying part is Crystal Palace should have won that game. Fulham should have won that game. I have never been so frustrated watching those 2 games this whole season. Crystal Palace is like, I'm like, bro, win the game. And they were doing some things that you like, bro. And Baz, you played at a higher level. Why are certain players playing in this level, man? It seems to me that they don't qualify to play at this higher level. Like basic passes, they can't even do it. Like basic understanding of the game, they can't do it. If you watch the Crystal Palace against City, you'll be like, yeah, I see what you're saying. The same thing against Fulham. They have a midfielder that I'm like, so you sold, what's the name? The guy who went to Bayern. Is it Rapina? I forgot his name. To get this,
from Fulham?
From Fulham, yeah.
Paulinho,
yeah. You saw Paulinho to get this brother, and this brother is standing there watching the game the whole time.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated because Fulham could have beaten Arsenal 2-0 today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think Liverpool, we are in a great place. We just have to beat the team that's in front of us. Whether you believe that we're going to win the league or not, at the end of the day, it's only the team in front of you that you beat. Don't lose points at teams that you're not supposed to lose points to. That makes no sense to me. That's what have cost us so many league titles. Dropping points to useless teams that, and I'm sorry saying they were useless, but at the time, that team do not deserve to be on the same field to Liverpool. But then we drop points.
Yeah, but we need to obviously keep professional and show respect, not show respect, but not too much respect for a team. don't go out and think, yeah, we've won the game before the game's even kicked off. That's a different era where, you know, your Sunezes and stuff like that would say in a tunnel, that's where it was already won. This is a different era from now, isn't it? And you don't underestimate your opponents. You know, on paper, you know, when you play these, you know, these so-called lesser teams, we're a lot more, you know, a lot more better. However, you're not showing you know, you play like it's a cup final. You play with all your heart. You don't underestimate what this guy done in his last game, because when they judge the teams, obviously they look at the last games and what their strengths and weaknesses. They could have had that one striker could have had a poor game in that, you know, that last game, and he paps 3-4 goals and stuff like that, and he's on fire. You just underestimate teams, and I think that's what sometimes we've been guilty of doing. I think you know, we take every team seriously and play, you know, and give it 110, man. We're you know, we're good.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it like the way we beat City. People don't understand that game was so not close. It was the score line flattered people. If you say, "Oh, Liverpool beat City 2-0," you'd be like, "Yeah, it's okay. It happened. We beating them 3-1 before."
Sorry to cut you, but even in that game, yeah, we were dominant. We were the best team by a country mile.
0-90.
That's what slightly disappointed me in that game. We you know, we were so far better, but we took our foot off the gas. And I think we could have hurt them and should have hurt them more, because psychologically and goal differences make such a big deal in a 38 game season. I think we should utilize it. We wasted a few chances. I think Salah had another one that he should have scored. But yeah, I mean, this is it. You know what I mean? And what I don't like, you know, the game's not won until the whistle's blown. You put as much, and you know, teams like City in the second half, they played a lot better than they did in the first half. You know, all it takes is an own goal or, you know, an injury or something, and it's, you know,
and then they're back in the game.
And it will give them confidence.
Exactly. Like, for instance, when Virgil made a mistake and Kelleher saved it behind, that could have put a lot of pressure on us to possibly draw the game after dominating them. And, you know, before I was saying that when I say controlling a game, it doesn't mean you have more possession of the ball. Just because you have 60% possession doesn't mean you are in control of the game. You're not. Because against Newcastle, we have more possession of the ball, and we are never in control. At any point, we were in control of that game, right? But against City, even when City got the ball, were you worried that they were going to do anything?
I wasn't worried. But the Newcastle game, you know, we were leggy, but there was also a factor, and the referee was a bit of a
the referee was useless.
He was harsh. He was harsh with our players. You know, every time we challenged that, even Trent, I think he came on and he got a yellow
card like that
within a couple of minutes or so. And it's like, what you put, you know, it's at a knife edge, and all it takes is a mistake. And, you know, we were battling at St. James Park, and, you know, they had obviously Joe Linton in midfield and all these players that can potentially cause injuries and stuff like that. And they were rough. They were rough with a leggy team. And, you know, I think we done really well in that game. Barring that mistake in the end. And again, it's not criticizing, but, you know, we have to obviously say, well,
it was a mistake. I mean, if you don't see it, then you're blind. It is a mistake.
But we done well. I was encouraged. Because the first half it was 1-0. Yeah. But I was thinking, you know what, this is a game that we're going to let slip if we're not careful. And Isak was on fire. And then obviously we done ourselves, you know, Trent comes on, you know, Szoboszlai comes on. He played well as well again. And, you know, Diaz came on, and I think we looked at our best. I didn't quite understand the Kwanzaa and Gomez thing, but
I should have swapped them. That's why I was saying that the manager should have swapped them. Have Kwanzaa playing center back and have Gomez playing, because at one point Gomez was the one who was with a problem. It wasn't Kwanzaa.
Yeah. When you look at when Trent came on for Gomez, in the end, and put Kwanzaa in, you know, obviously at the back properly, centre half. You know, Trent came in there, gave options, you know, unlocked Salah basically, and that's when Salah started playing.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And before we go on to the next thing, honestly saying that Liverpool made an open contract offer to Mo Salah by David Oyster. And that's what people did not understand about offering a contract. Now, whatever they've been discussing has been offered to Salah. And Liverpool will not offer you something not knowing whether you're going to sign it or not. At least they're pretty sure, say, hey, this is the best we can go. We're giving it to you. It's up to you now to decide whether you want. Salah's people have been in communicating back and forth with Liverpool. That's how contracts are made, especially when you are a player at that level. Now, lower level players, we just give it to you and say, here, sign. If you say no, bye-bye. But people like Salah, their agent and Liverpool people, they all talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then finally, this is what we can agree on. He chooses to sign or not. So now Salah can say that if this is true, Salah can come out and say Liverpool has not offered him a contract. Whether he signed it or not, the contract now has been given to him. But before, they were all talking. Same thing with Virgil. Virgil also has been offered a contract. It's up to him to sign. Personally, I think they will both sign. But yeah, that's good news. At the end of the day, if Salah don't sign, we move on. If Salah sign, hey, happy days.
And this is in that thing there. It says opening offer, which means it's an offer, and there is probably maybe another. If he rejects this one for whatever reason,
there'll be another one
or two, and then that's when you see, right? Okay, we've offered contracts. He doesn't want them, or he's not interested. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and he said, despite the growing belief around Anfield that Salah and Van Dijk will stay, at present, there's no certainty. At the end of the day, hey, the club can do the best. You can't give them everything they want. You do that, that sets a very bad precedent for the rest of the squad.
And what is certain in football? Tell me one thing that's certain in football.
Thank you. You give him what they want, and then next something happened, then all of a sudden he can't play the way he's playing. Then what? You can't sell him because no club is going to take that salary, those wages. You know what I mean? So people need to be smart when they talk about it. Yes, keeping them is the smartest thing to do. At what cost, though? Everybody has to have a limit. People in the chat, if you have a question, please don't hesitate. Put it in there. Let's all talk. We're at the barbershop, so don't just let me and myself and Baz just talking, but let's all have this conversation. Now, moving forward, Baz, what are you expecting? Of course, W's. However, what are you expecting? Now we play Genoa, and then we play Fulham. I think Fulham, is it at home or away?
I think that's away. I think it's away.
Let's look. Let me double check.
Sure
it's at home. It's at home, which is good because that gives us some familiarity with the next match, right? We are home, so we can go all out.
To be honest with you, I expect wins, like you said, W's. However, I want to do the Chelsea thing, and the Chelsea thing is like, you know what, like just stay quiet, just watch how it pans, you know, because like I said, we've not hit top gear, but obviously we're picking up points, and that's what I want. I want us to pick up points. You know, I know that we're pretty much secure in the Champions League now anyway, so I'd like to see our next game. We maybe rest a couple of players or rest one or two, you know, and get players back from injury and, you know, implement them into this team, you know, again, quickly. And, just I'm not bothered. Even if we lose in our next game in the Champions League, you know, we're not under big pressure like your Real Madrid's and that.
No, we're not.
I think our bread and butter is the Premier League.
League right now. Yeah.
You ask a lot of fans. I think a lot of fans would say Premier League is bread and butter, isn't it? Maybe the players might think Champions League, but a lot of foreign players would say that, to be fair. But yeah, I'm expecting. I'm hoping, not expecting. I'm hoping that we get, you know, we win a lot more. We put pressure under these guys, you know, the chasing pack. It's going to be a roller coaster. I don't think it's going to be, you know, when we won the league where we were 25 points ahead at one stage and stuff like that. It's like we said, the Premier League is the best league in the world. Even these little teams, the smaller teams or so-called smaller teams, spending money. They've got great players that one or two of us would want in our team. So yeah, man, we just respect each team, give our A game, try to stay away from injuries, and we've got an opportunity.
No, I mean, like MK was saying, a statement win will help with confidence. Of course, beating somebody 4-0 will help, but the most important thing is getting the 3 points.
Yeah, right? MK, I was saying, when we played Man City, like we won 2-0, but I'm expecting us to win. And yes, obviously with confidence, if you're papping teams 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 6-2, whatever, it gives a lot of confidence. And that's what I want to see as well. On top of, if we can utilize in a team, let's just say we play Fulham in the next game and we recognize an issue on their left and we're hurting them on the left. I don't want to see, right, okay, we've got 2 now. Let's just like play a little bit of football. Let's hurt them. Let's hurt them. I mean, send them back with tails between their legs all the way back to London. Yeah. That's what I want to see. So, yeah, 100% it gives confidence. Bigger win.
Yeah. Colin says, how much for a short back and a side, please? I got you, man. You are regular on the channel, so I got the regulars. I got you your 10% discount. So I got you. We're talking private. See, come through, sit down. We got you. You don't have to worry. Trap Joe's Drabby fan. He said, FSG, Salah, will you take some cryptocurrency and some free advertisement? Say FSG don't even get involved with agent when it comes to contract. That is why they pay big money to the likes of Michael Edwards to run our club. That is facts. At the end of the day, we are in good hands. The club is in good hands. And if you don't believe me, Baz, have you heard? I think the news came out about 6 hours ago. The guy that Manchester United chased all summer and spent $3 million to get him out of Newcastle got fired or quit.
Yep.
People, when we tell you that Liverpool are the best run club, believe me, just because we don't spend money like C or PSG or Madrid or whatever, does not mean we are not a well-run club. Of course, we want to be spoiled ever so often. Give me some stickums instead of always giving me some grilled cheese. Give me some stickums and some scrambled eggs on the side. But at the end of the day, the grilled cheese, you still got your protein, man. Your protein and your vitamin D's and L's.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is with FSG, I'm not their biggest fan. But yeah, you know what? The thing is, what we got to appreciate is like, I could be a manager and be like the owner of something. Yeah, I don't want to get my hands dirty. I've got other things with. So I'm hiring people below me to do the things, and that's where your Edwards and what's the other guy?
Richard Hughes.
Yeah, these are the guys that need to bring me my players and bring my results and bring my success to my club. If not, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and they need to do their job, and they're doing it well. That's why people, if they were not doing their job well, and as much as we have demonized FSG, do you think Salah and Virgil will waste their time to even try to talk to them? No, they'll be like, hey, Virgil can go to any club he wants. Virgil literally right now could call Madrid and say, you know what? Give me a 50 million signing bonus, I'm coming. They will sign him off rip. Because they know how good he is. Same way Salah can go to PSG and make buku money. But the fact that they are here tells you like there's something that they love about the club. And don't just say they love the fans. Everybody loves Liverpool fans sometimes. But there's more to it than that. Yes, Dan Ashworth, he quit or he got fired. I don't know what's going on. He said Henry is enjoying the life of his family. Yeah, I was on the yacht, man. I was on the yacht. I think Trap Joe said Henry's trying to get more yacht. Yeah, we're looking at another bigger yacht. So we might throw a party. Trap Joe, I'll call you. He said, Trap Joe, you jealous that Harry has done something? That's not that serious. Liverpool is not that serious. He's making a joke. Big guy calling. Yeah, so back to some let's make fun of other clubs. Arsenal drew 1-1. What do you think about that game?
Brilliant.
As you were.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I was born and raised in London, yeah, and obviously I've moved up north. I'm about an hour away from Liverpool,
Yeah.
and I tell you what, Arsenal fans. A lot of my family members are Arsenal fans, and you know
Yeah.
what? The most arrogant fans that there is. You know what I mean? For example, people talking about Salah's not as great as Thierry Henry, da da da, stats and ratata. These guys are just full of themselves. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of
Yeah.
them. I'm so glad whenever I watch an Arsenal game, yeah, when I chat to my friends, from London who are Arsenal fans, I'm always
Yeah.
laughing. I'm laughing. I've got no shame because they think they're all that. So against Fulham, good. They deserve that. I mean, I'm not going to say anything nice about them. I'm glad that goal was offside in the end. Um, yeah, I mean, they're just too full of themselves. They're just too
Yeah.
full. Humble, as Haaland would say, humble down, man. Humble. What I don't
Yeah.
like, once in a while, if during a game or something like that, you put a big tackle in and then you hug each other. Yeah, that's all right. But those two centre backs, Gabriel and Saliba, they're too full of themselves. They're too full of themselves. And you know what? Good. I'm happy. And I think, to be fair, apart from the Arsenal, me not liking Arsenal, I think Fulham played a great game. Fulham are not. They're on form. They're a good team. So, it was. They weren't just going to go down there and get slapped up. I mean, Arsenal are not.
Yeah.
They played well, but when they're playing against an organizer, a low block team like Fulham, that's what's going to happen. And that's the credentials. That's how you measure yourselves. Going to like Craven Cottage and like getting a point or winning or losing. And listen, Fulham done really well, and I think it was fair. The draw was fair.
Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah. And then Manchester United, man, getting beat up. Oh, man, it is so nice.
No, it's
It
lovely.
is so nice. I'm like, you guys think that Amorim is just going to show up and, it's funny. This is the thing. It's funny how Man United fans tell everybody how their club should run, how everybody should play, how you are a big club or you're not a big club or you this and you that. But then when it comes to their club, they could never figure out what's wrong with them.
That's a poisonous club. That's a poisonous club. That club. They can bring, I don't know, Alex Ferguson back like in prime and they still have issues. That club is just rotten to the core. And I think what they're doing is they want a nice pavement, yeah. But they haven't, they've just basically trimmed the grass and they've not taken out the roots.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And if they are doing anything, it's still going to take a lot of time. I don't see nothing with Man United. And I think they start challenging, it will probably be in a good few years' time before they do anything.
Yeah, I'm like, they keep telling me, okay, Baz, did you watch the first game Slot managed for Liverpool?
I did, yeah.
Did you see a philosophy that you'd be like, oh, I see what he wants to do?
I saw that straight away. And I'll tell you what, and big up Statman Steve, because I went to watch it with him. And yeah, it was obviously I wasn't here last year, so I didn't know, I didn't know nothing about Slot when we first came in. But what I saw,
I had to take one of them 3-month course at YouTube University to figure out who he was.
Say again?
I said I had to take a 3-month course, course on YouTube University.
Okay,
to know about who Slot is.
Yeah. But what I saw was a team that didn't concede goals. You know what I mean? That is a lot more stronger in defense.
Yeah.
And we're just a bit more patient. But I didn't see a lot more difference, to be fair. I think it was a bit more controlled. But I think at the same time, we know when to apply pressure and win the game. And I think that's what's happened, barring I think the Leverkusen game was probably the best game so far, for me anyway, in terms of total domination in the second half. You can argue maybe Man City as well. It's not a lot has changed, Really, when you're deep in, yes, we are a little bit more careful. You know, we're a bit more not cautious. We control the game a little bit more. We defend, you know, a little bit better. You know, it's just little tweaks here and there, but we can still play heavy metal football when we need to, which is brilliant. And I think
you have to pick your moment.
He's already said, you know, Slot, that, you know, he'll play. You know, he always refers to Jurgen Klopp in all of his, you know, post-match or pre-match and stuff. It's because that's the team he's left him. And that team has got a lot. You can play fast football, slow football, controlled football, you know. So yeah, I mean, I saw it from day dot.
Now, people in the chat, for those who have seen Manchester United play, do you see any philosophy from the new manager different from the old? Don't blame the players.
I'll tell you what I've seen. I've seen a lot of bad players at Manchester United. I'm not knocking the manager, all right, because you know what? He seems like a good manager. He just chose the wrong option. Yeah, I think personally going to Manchester United. However, they are a big club in terms of revenue and, you know, in terms of heritage and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's going to take a lot of time. What I do see is that they need, like, Liverpool, this one, it's going to take a good few transfer windows to bring in players again and waste more money, because last year, obviously, it was the Ajax reunion at Manchester United. You know what I mean? And like now, they want to probably bring some players from Sporting or players. It's going to cost them money. It's going to take, it's going to take time.
Baz, they just fired the director of football, who they just hired 5 months ago. They spent money to hire this guy. So what is Ineos saying? What message are you giving it to the players? Are you saying he did a bad job? You're not happy with what he did? Is it because of the new, like, they just, yes, they are a marketing juggernaut, but they don't have that kind of cachet like they used to anymore. People need to realize that Manchester United is not, how do they call it when you have a credit, when credit card company are looking at your credit, they say your debt, credit to debt ratio. Yes, credit score based on your debt to debt ratio, right? Yeah. It's not mathing right now. So they just spent close to $1 billion. You just brought a new manager. That means you have to clear the deck. Some of the new players that they brought in are not going to cut it under this guy. This guy, yes, he's a good and up and coming manager. We've seen what he did for Sporting, but he's not that guy that people think he is.
Yeah. This is
people
it.
Don't,
I mean, you know,
I'm just saying, and I'll give you an example. Why do you say that, Kwesi? I'll give you why. Liverpool never went for him, so people should not say Liverpool went for him. Was he on one of the people Liverpool looked at? Possibly, but we never went after him. It was the media and the Twitter people who wanted him because he looks good, and they had this slow motion effect about him coaching, and everybody said, "Oh, this is the guy." Since Alonso don't want to come to Liverpool, this is the guy. Liverpool never did. Remember, he took a private jet to West Ham, and West Ham kicked him out and took this guy. All right. Chelsea decided to go after a championship manager instead of him. City never looked at him because then the next manager after Pep is the Genoa manager. And right now he's kind of struggling right now. So maybe City might make a play for Alonso. We don't know. Madrid never wanted him. Madrid wanted Alonso all along, right? Barcelona never wanted him. Barcelona looked at two people, Alonso and the guy who's there right now. What's his name? Hansi Flick.
Nagelsmann.
And Nagelsmann, yes. And they were looking at Nagelsmann, but Nagelsmann has just signed a contract with Germany.
Yeah.
This guy, yes, he's one of the up-and-coming people, but he's not, oh my God. The 3-4-3 or 3-4-3-5-2 that he's playing is not revolutionary. The guys from the tractor farm played it better than him. Ipswich played it better than he did when they played against the tractor boys. And they got lucky. They came out with it 1-1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Manchester problem is bigger than thinking that, oh, we just need a new transfers. And no. This is the reason why I keep bigging up Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, and sometimes FSG, saying the fact that we have a structure, if we Look at how bad things got under Klopp. And all we had to do was just bring one person back, and then it tilted right back to where it needed to be. Manchester United, it's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
Right? Manchester United is not going to be like that. They brought Amorim, and now the reality just hit them like twice, back-to-back losses. And you lost to Forest at home to another Portuguese manager.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, people, like Baz, I've said it 3 times today alone. EPL is not an easy league. You can't just show up and all of a sudden you think, oh, everything is going to be nice. And, this guy, to me, he was playing for the cameras. I remember when he came in against Ipswich, he was playing for the cameras, looking like, yeah, until after the Ipswich game, my brother his whole demeanor changed. And I think somebody has it on Twitter where he said when he first came in, and then what? A month later, how he looks. It's not easy. So, yes, Liverpool, we should always strive for the best, but sometimes we have to be rational with what we're looking for. We need the best players, but sometimes the best players are not the most expensive players. We need the right players. And right now, I'm so glad we have this manager. I didn't know who he was. I promise you. If I say I knew who he was, I was lying. Never knew who he was. When they said, this is the guy, I took my course. You said the guy, Steve. I was watching his videos, showing me what this guy likes to do. So moving forward, I think that we are in a very good place. We need to win a trophy this year. We need to keep this momentum going. The momentum that we have right now is saying that we're going to win a quad. But no quads. Let's just win one game at a time. But if you haven't looked in Twitter, it seems this David Ornstein thing is starting to gather pace, man. It seems like that all 3 of them might sign. That's what it's starting to look like.
I mean, to be fair, I'm going to probably be the last one to know about these things because that's one space that I don't even go into. Twitter is just a concrete jungle, man. But based on this, if these 3 do sign, then, it's happy days, isn't it? But, like you said earlier on, you need to show it, innit? And if these 2 so far, that the players that are in question have shown it, then yeah, brilliant. I just hope it's not something where we sign these 3 and they leave it as that and think, okay, cool. Now you got what you wanted. Let's carry on. We do still need players. This is not.
That is what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, but
that's exactly what I was saying.
But no one's saying go and spend like what you said. You don't need to get world names. You know what I mean? Even if you go and spend, your 50 million or 45 million or something like that, those realistic ones, then we still need that. We still need to improve in the squad because all it takes is a few injuries and then bam, we have a problem.
And this is what Honesty was sent to me earlier. This is what, David Ornstein saying Liverpool make opening contract offer to Mohamed Salah. Does not mean agreement done or close. Any outcome expected to take time. But Salah, Virgil, and Trent have all received proposals and talks with LFC is going. So that means nobody could come on TV and say, oh, they haven't given me anything. And when they said it, they were right because at the time, only talks were going on. But right now, setting some type of, like you were explaining earlier, that it's open, meaning we can still go back and forth. And that's exactly what Ornstein also explained. Saying
when you look at these players, Kwasi, remember these 3 players? These are elite, world-class players.
Yes.
So you don't just sign a player. He's not just going to get the piece of paper and say, yeah, cool. There's going to be negotiations here and there and little tweaks here and there. It's going to take a while. It's going to take time.
It's not done yet. I don't think it's done yet. And personally, I think... go ahead, please. Yeah.
I was just going to say, but the fact that they've offered it, they're offering contracts, it shows what these club actually does think about them.
And also it also gives them time to talk to Konate, to talk to Diaz, and who else? Alisson said he doesn't care. He will wait till the end of the season. So we're good with Alisson. I think we as fans, we just have to focus on supporting the club and just rest assured. Let's calm down a little bit. Let's just focus on winning and see what happens. And on is it Tuesday or Wednesday? We play Genora, and that team, we just need a point and we qualify.
Right, exactly.
So,
I'm not
so at this
like
point,
I said,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a lot of people looking at managers and Arne Slot and Maresca and, all these people now, yeah. The fact is, right, I'm not bothered about statistics. Those are just for the finest things, yeah. But I don't care if Slot loses 21 games in his first season and we win cups or we win trophies. I'm not bothered about that. And I think a lot of the media are saying, he's played 17 and won 16 and done this and done that. I don't care about that. And I think people need to understand, that there's going to be games that we potentially do lose in this, but don't lose your head. Don't lose your head, even the draws and stuff. If you lose your head, if you lose your head, that's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? It's just believe in the team. The team is good. Last year, we felt we were still a great team with the players we had, and we're still great now. Chiesa's coming as well at some point. Hopefully he comes and he does something as well. It's a better squad than we had last year. And you know what? If we go further and win with a new manager who takes no prisoners as well, it's a good opportunity. And I think we're there. But there's going to be bumps on the road. Tell me one league that's, that you don't have bumps or, situations. Even Man City lose games when they win titles. So, yeah.
And then last question, Bas. If all three, like I'm living in fantasy land right now, if all three were to sign, what does it say about the manager? What does it say about Richard Hughes? And what does it say about FSG? Remember, Edward is FSG right now.
Yeah. What that says is we don't bow down to anybody. Just because you want something doesn't mean you'll always get it. We'll do the right thing. We do the right thing, what's good for our team, and we love our club. Or if we don't love our club, we want to make this club successful. And this club is successful with these three players. So it shows that the club is in good hands in terms of, the right people are doing what they're supposed to do. And that's it. You know what I mean? Maybe they could have been looking. Maybe in the beginning of the season, they knew Salah and Van Dijk and Trent were potentially going to be out of contract. And they'd be like, okay, you know what? Let's give them 6 months. Which is around now. Let's see what they're doing. If they're doing that, then we don't need to replace them because someone like Van Dijk, all right, he's getting, he's in his 30s. Salah is the same. People obviously want evolution. They want youngsters or younger players for the future, and I get that. It is important, but if your performances and your players are doing well and they're the elite of that, of what you've got right now, then you give them that opportunity to prove themselves. And that's what they've done. They've improved themselves. They've proved themselves. You've got the contracts, or they're getting the contracts. They're getting the opportunity to show that, the owners are showing the money,
ambitious.
That's brilliant.
Ambitious.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's looking good.
Yeah.
It's looking good, man. It's looking good. We can compete. Next year, we won't have to worry about no Salah, no Trent, no Van Dijk. We put some money into a squad, obviously invest in maybe another left back, maybe a forward or midfielder. We go again, innit? We're brilliant. We're good.
Yeah, and then I know people. I was saying I would have given Salah 3 years because otherwise, after next season, then we are back here again. But I think at this point, FSG say we're done. We will.
Sorry to cut you, but even if he gets a 2-year contract, again, you remember that thing that we said earlier on about they have to keep proving that they're worth a stay at Liverpool. Right. And I think that's important, especially at that money. Even if he balls out for the rest of the season, he's got a 2-year contract. Next year he's got, one more year left than that. Do what you're doing again, you'll get another contract. You've got to do this at 30-year-old players. And if he's performing and he's looking after himself like he does, I'm sure there won't be no problems.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think at this point, the club will say, we want you guys to leave in the high. Whether you finish the whole 2 or 3 or whatever we give you, by Trent, because I think Trent is going to be the next team captain. The other 2, I think the club want them to go high, play for one club, basically be a one club player, and you know, and then they move on. And the Trap Joe, thank you for saying that, because you said earlier, you said FSG, let's do some media PR. Hey, everybody do PR, man. But at the end of the day, yes, we the fans, we waste too much pointless time focusing on internal stuff. As long as the club is going in the right direction, what does it matter? Of course, you could say, hey, this is the player I want, all this and all the nice stuff. Stop trying to be like all the other clubs, man. Like I said, all clubs want to be like Liverpool.
As human beings, though, I mean, he's right. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
Trap is right. But you know what? As human beings, we're naturally curious, innit? You know,
True,
some
true.
people just want to see the club do well, and some want to go a little bit more in and think, how does it work under all those mechanisms and stuff like that? So I do get it in both ways, but it's about being toxic. If you're toxic about it, then you're not helping the club. You're just creating seeds of doubt.
Exactly. And that's what we should not do. And that's what we should not do. So, yeah, man, big up to Mandem in the chat. Thank you so well for joining myself and Baz. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. For me, I'm excited. If this thing happens, man, I'll be overjoyed. But like Baz said it repeatedly, doesn't mean we should not sign anybody in January. I think at minimum, we need one more midfielder in January. One more midfielder in January. With the defense, we could write it out. But midfield, we need help, because slouch ball all based on the midfield. And if we can get a Zubimendi or we get a Chouamini, or some people like, I rather want Zubimendi. But if FSG mess around and bring me Zubimendi and Isak, you think I'm bad now? I will be unbearable. We're losing 10-0 and I'm still screaming quad. So big up to Mandem. Enjoy your weekend. You know, new week is coming up. Calm down, people. We need to calm down. There's no need to be like other fans when things don't go our way. And again, I'm going to paraphrase what Baz said. We're going to draw points. We're probably going to lose a game. But at the end of the day, it's not up to you to decide which game we lose or draw points in. And everybody here knows we're going to draw points or lose a game. But yet we lose our minds when it happens. Unless you're going to tell me we're going to go undefeated for the rest of the 22 or 23 games that left, then I'll be like, okay, that's what you said and that's what's going to happen. But if you know you're trying to be realistic and say we're going to drop points, you can't lose your ish when we do drop the points. At the end of the day, this is the EPL. It will happen. But we want to amass as much points as possible before the season is over, especially when we get towards March. Next two games is important, especially the Spurs game. Although, yes, Fulham is the next league game. Fulham is the next important game. Yes.
Can I just quickly say something? You know what? Just on what you just said. You know, everyone knows this club, and especially this team. This team hasn't changed in a while in terms of big players leaving and stuff like that. Yeah. We all know Liverpool can do 10, 11, 12 game winning streaks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we do that on top of what we got right now, we're winning.
No one is catching us.
So let's not panic, innit? Let's not panic.
Exactly. Don't let it chill. Just let it. People are so worried about being bunted. That's why they lose their mind. The only way you will get bunted is if you are also overreactionary on the other side when things are going well for you. Stay cool, 100%. Stay calm, just enjoy each game. People, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. Please hit the notification bell. And of course, share us to all the people. And whether you agree with what we said or disagree, it's okay. That's what makes this channel grow. Please put it in the chat too. I mean, in the chat or put it in the comment, leave a comment. All we ask is just be respectful. We are not one of those channels who like to talk, say things out of just so they could make clickbaits and not. No, we don't do that. We are respectful to everybody unless you come at us foul, then you will find out. Other than that, Baz, you got anything coming up you want to promote?
No. As everyone knows, I'm officially retired now. I've still got my YouTube channel, but if we win a league or something madness happens, I'll be on camera. I'll be shameless as anything, man. But no, I'll just be on any, just watch the space in it, I guess.
Yeah. And yes, Liverpool FC, rival fans, that's their job. That's rival fans' job. Their job is for us to fail. But when it comes to LFC fans, you should not be abusing your own players. If Nunes is dropping a stinker, at this point, abusing him over and over and over does not change anything. Let it be. And next season, he's still here. Then you go talk to Arne Slot and be like, yo, this brother here is dropping stinkers. Why do you still have him on the team? Explain. Right? That's all we can do. You know what I mean? Big up yourself, man. Thank you so much for all of you guys joining us at the barbershop. We appreciate you. We'll be back on Wednesday with what man them saying. Hopefully the game should be on Wednesday. I hope it's on Wednesday. But if not, it's on Tuesday. We will have more rest for our players, and they deserve it. But everybody, cross your fingers, pray, and also pray to Antonio. We are glad that this guy got out of that car accident because that thing was scary. Big up to Mandem. Pray that Van Dijk, Salah, and Trent. By tomorrow, we will hear that it's signed. And then in January, you bring him in Zubimendi. And then in the summer, you bring him in Musiala and Isak and Nico Williams. I mean, I want the whole lot. I'm not playing. I want the whole lot. Right now, my agenda is strong. The players that I want, I'm telling you, man, my agenda is strong. And I know my manager wants players. But big up to Mandem, Crazy Bold, Peace.